Show.
In the first hour on Saturday, I talked about this company, and the name of that company is Sonasoft. And Sonasoft had the contract to archive and keep track of and keep the database of all the emails within the IRS. Well, now that news has come out, another announcement, another bit of information comes out, and it says here at the American Thinker again that no, there's nothing suspicious here, at least to Democrats and the mainstream media, but it would be interesting to see the paperwork leading to this contract termination, because the IRS terminated its contract with Sonasoft just a few weeks after Lois Lerner's computer hard drive crashed. Now, I talked with Michael Stiller about this via email, and he confirmed that a company like this, let's say that all of this is true, that for some reason Lois Lerner's hard drive crashes, and because that hard drive crashes, now all of the emails are gone, which is impossible. And if you haven't listened to the first hour, you need to go back, because I read an article by someone who's been using email and the Unix system for like 60 years, since the 1960s. And he confirmed that email does not work this way, that email is on a server. Email couldn't even get from one user to another user if email was just on your hard drive. You could only send email to yourself. It's got to go somewhere. And so this is all, I'm getting really tired of this whole freaking thing, because it's all bullcrap. It's nonsense. The emails were not simply stored on her hard drive. It would be the email system would be unusable. And so this article explained that the emails must be on a server. And Michael Stiller, he is an internet and IT expert. I mean, he's as knowledgeable as they come. And he confirmed it. He said, yeah, this guy who wrote this article is 100% exactly right. And so the emails are somewhere. Then we found out that there's a company called Sonasoft, or Sonasoft, whichever it is, and they were archiving and keeping track of all the emails for the IRS since 2005. And it just so happens that, oh, lo and behold, as soon as Lois Lerner's hard drive crashed, within weeks, we canceled our subscription, or we canceled the contract with Sonasoft. Well, I'm sorry, IRS, but it doesn't work that way, because that would mean if you canceled the contract after the hard drive crashed, that all of the emails up until a point about 3 weeks after the Lois Lerner hard drive crashed, they would all be kept in the same archive. They would all be archived. And so those emails exist. And I took it one step further. And I talked to Michael Stiller again, a couple of emails back and forth. And he confirmed that this company would likely keep those emails. They would keep all that data for at least 7 years. Because there's no way that they would just delete it. Oh, okay, we're not under contract anymore. Delete all that crap. No, they wouldn't do that. Because the information therein is too important. And not only is it important, but it's illegal to delete it. And so those emails exist. What probably happened, if there really was a contract in the first place, I think there was a contract. I'm not sure that the contract was canceled, but if there was a contract that was canceled, then Sonasoft would have given the IRS all of this data. They wouldn't have kept it from them. What they would have said basically is, okay, well, no more contract. Here's all your data. And you can download it from whatever the website is, or wherever all of the archived material is kept. Here's your stuff. But then they would also keep copies of everything, because if the IRS comes back 6 months later or a year and a half later and says, well, you know what, we need copies of that stuff again, it's all going to be there. That company is not going to delete that crap. So what needs to happen is that our idiot representatives in Congress need to subpoena Sonasoft. And of course, that's not going to happen unless we have a select committee along with a special prosecutor. And that's not going to happen because John Boehner is scared out of his wits. He pees his pants when he thinks about this stuff because he's scared. What's he afraid of? He's afraid that if he goes after Obama with both guns blazing, politically, not literally, that the American people are going to say, oh, we don't like you going after Barack Obama this way and being so tough on the black president, so we're going to vote Democrat in the 2014 elections. Which is preposterous. That's not going to happen. Because what would happen is that the American people would cheer and carry on like crazy. Finally, somebody in Washington, D.C. is doing something about this. I believe the majority of the American people who know about this are sickened by it and have had enough of it. And the people who don't know, once the truth comes out, the people are going to say, well, yeah, we can't have Obama doing this. We can't have the IRS doing this. We can't have Eric Holder doing that. We can't have all these people lying and carrying on and hiding information. I thought this was supposed to be the most transparent presidency in American history.
The way to make a government responsible is not simply to enlist the services of responsible men and women or to sign laws that ensure that they never stray. The way to make government responsible is to hold it accountable. And the way to make government accountable is make it transparent so that the American people can know exactly what decisions are being made, how they're being made, and whether their interests are being well served. The directives I am giving my administration today on how to interpret the Freedom of Information Act will do just that. For a long time now, there's been too much secrecy in this city. The old rules said that if there was a defensible argument for not disclosing something to the American people, then it should not be disclosed. That era is now over. Starting today, every agency and department should know that this administration stands on the side not of those who seek to withhold information, but those who seek to make it known.
What a load, what a load, what a load of crap. That's exactly what it is, though. It's a big freaking load of crap. So anyway, where did I leave off here? I guess the bottom line is that those emails have not disappeared off the face of the earth. They're out there. And what needs to happen is, I know what I was going to say. Back in the days of Richard Nixon, it took the U.S. Supreme Court to force the Nixon administration to release the Watergate tapes. And so that's what's going to happen here, is the courts are going to have to force the Obama administration, because Richard Nixon's attorney general was doing the same thing, protecting the president. And that's part of what, like it or not, that's part of what the attorney general is going to do. He is going to protect the president and himself, of course, because Eric Holder needs to protect himself as much as he needs to protect Barack Obama, as much as he needs to protect Lois Lerner and everybody else in the Obama administration. Very dishonest, very corrupt group of people. The problem is, if we don't get this done, if John Boehner and the Republicans in Congress don't get this started in time, then before the end of his second term, Barack Obama is probably going to pardon everybody before he leaves. Why wouldn't he? Okay, I got to move on. And you can read the article. It's sitting there in the show notes. But seriously, holy crap.
The Jimmy Z Show.